How's it going, Alexandra? How you
Good.
doing
How are
today?
you? Thanks for having me.
Well, actually, it's night there. I should say, how was your day, right? What time is it there?
It's just after 9.
9. Wow, that's crazy. See, every episode, I have the pleasure of connecting with the new track lead all over the world. We even have some guests in here from Botswana. I'm coming straight out of Compton, California. So it's a pleasure to be able to connect with you, across the world. Like, thank you for taking a second out of your day to actually sit down and have this conversation. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, before we get started, I see some of your posts going on right now. I know some of the things that you're kind of into. I see some of the track meets you had, but I actually want to go all the way back to the beginning. Um, Tell me your track story. How did you get started with track and field? Why did you start running?
For sure. Some people are aware, but I was actually born in Australia and I now have dual citizenship in Canada.
Oh, dope.
So
Okay.
my earliest track memory is actually the year we moved here in 2000 was the year Sydney was hosting the Olympics. And so we were in a hotel for most of the time when the Olympics were going on. So me and my sister, we just watched the Olympics all the time, every event. But I was especially enamored with track, and that was the year that Kathy Freeman won the 400 meters, ran the Australian record. So she was definitely my first idol. Kind of, it still is my 400-meter idol going into the sport. So that was kind of the introduction, and then throughout elementary school, I would participate in all of the track meets. Started to do well in some events more than the other. The 400 meter in particular, my mom was always like, "Okay, you're a 400 meter runner.
Wait,
You
so
just get
what
out
what
there."
event did you start with then?
So I was in a unique situation where we kind of got to try everything. So I was
Okay.
doing 100, 400, even some throwing events. Wasn't
Wow. Okay.
particularly good at those, but we got to try them all, which was fun.
Right. That's dope. Got a little taste of it all. Okay. And I know you do the 400 hurdles now. How did you get to the 400 hurdles? What made you choose that event?
Yeah, I think that was a little bit kind of right place, right time. My first coach when I joined a club team was a 400-meter hurdler. So he had the expertise. He kind of picked out a few people in his group that were quite successful in distance and sprint hurdles. So I got to try that kind of just being with him.
Okay, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Um, what what age did you say you started?
So I was doing track throughout elementary, but I joined a club team. I think I was 13.
Okay, so you're a club track coach when you were around 13.
Yes, correct.
Gotcha. Okay. So what made you stick with the hurdles? Why are you still going?
I actually didn't stick with them. I got injured. I broke my foot.
Ooh.
I fractured my foot doing sprint hurdles. Kind
Yeah.
of a
How
few
did
years into
pause? Wait a second. Broke your foot. Wait a minute. See, how did that happen? Like doing hurdles, running over a hurdle?
doing hurdles. Yeah, I clipped it a little too hard, and I felt it right away. I think I heard a crack, and it just like swole up double the size. So I knew straight away.
Ooh, okay. So what happened after that? Did you rush to the hospital? What'd your coach say?
I think my coach was working out with the rest of my group, so I was kind of on the sidelines. I let it ice. I walked it off, and then, well, I didn't walk it off. I limped it off, and then kind of began to realize, okay, I got to get an X-ray. I got to get a bone scan, that kind of thing. So that was the end of my hurdles for probably like 4 or 5 years, actually. So I only started running the 400 hurdles last year.
Wow. Okay. So last year was your first year back with the hurdles.
Yeah.
What made you come back to it?
I've been training for it for kind of a few years, but I never had the both the 400 meter endurance and also the technical hadn't really come back yet to get a chance to compete. And I think because it had been so long, like it was very daunting. So I was like, I kind of put it off. I was nervous to race now, getting a little older too. So it wasn't like people would assume it was my first time. But once we got in, like I love it. I think it's a fantastic event.
Wow, that's dope. Seems like you came full circle back to the 400 hurdles. So I know you started track when you were young, but what keeps you going now? What keeps you motivated? Track is a very hard sport. You even broke your foot. Like that's a hard thing to come back from. What keeps you going?
I think I know people like they tell you to find something you're passionate about and just do it. And it's one of those things, like it's just an innate love of the sport. And I've tried other things and I've been successful at other things. And track, it's just different. Like every time I show up to practice, I just love what I'm doing. I love to get stronger. I love to see the kind of the success from practice to meets and personal bests. It's just very exciting.
All right. Yeah, it's all up to you. And I see you putting in hard work with your posts. I see a couple of your the track meets that you've had, and you have some dope race shots. I also know that you're in the Canadian Track and Field League, the new CTFL that started up. How's that going for you? How do you feel about the CTFL?
Yes, it's been really exciting to be a part of kind of the inaugural year of that and seeing its success. I was a little disappointed to not be able to participate in the first two prelims. I had a bit of an injury coming out of indoors, so that set me back a bit. But I was able to do the Ottawa meet,
Hmm.
which was nice. That was the last prelim. And it was exactly what we kind of hoped it would be. You've got all the people with the four teams. They've got their jerseys. Everyone's excited to compete both for like their own points, but for their team points. We already have the rankings kind of going up and back and forth each week between the teams. So I've had a great experience. I've been able to meet a ton of athletes, both in my event and other events, and to see people kind of have their successes. Some races are better than others, but we're all there now to kind of help each other out, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's really amazing to hear. How do you feel the CTFL is pushing the sport of track and field, further? What do you feel is going on right now? Is it the talk of the town? Are you close with some of your teammates? What is it like?
Definitely all of the above. I'll give an example. I saw her in the live. I don't know if she's still here, but my brother's boyfriend is my brother's girlfriend has gotten super into it, and she's looking up all the athletes, and she's getting to know them. She's getting to know their times. She's like, okay, this person's on this team, and other things, other discussions with similar, like with people that they hear about it, they don't know what it is, but they want to know. Like they're getting excited. They've created this image now for track and field that isn't the Olympics. It's local. These are people that you might have grown up with, maybe you went to high school with them. So it's definitely creating that platform, and I see it succeeding.
Right? Really giving track and field athletes an opportunity to compete, gain fans, build their personal brands is dope. I'm nowhere near Canada, and I can actually feel it, what's going on. It's even the talk of the town around here. So it's really dope to see. Have you met some like really close friends that are on your team? What's the team bonding like?
The team bonding is good, I think, because I wasn't able to do as many of the prelims. I was only able to meet people that came to Ottawa, so there was a handful. But there was someone from out west that I got to meet, and we were kind of talking about the indoor season as well, and got to talk about the events we were doing that night. There's another 100-meter runner that I was able to compete with indoors. I've gotten super close with her, especially during the outdoor season. She had an amazing nationals as well, and she's been killing it lately. So definitely, it gives that opportunity to get closer with people. You immediately
That's
have
really
something in common.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love one thing I love about the sport of track and field. You get to meet new people from all around the world, but in track and field, it's like-minded people that are very dedicated to their goals. It's a serious sport. You got to treat your body a certain way. You got to really take it serious. So it's really cool to meet people on that level. And now you have a whole new team. Something that wasn't there last year. But I know you said you were out a couple track meets and you're back now. How's your season going?
It's going well, all things considered. It's always hard to see where you could have been if you hadn't had setbacks, but it's part of the sport, and that's fine. You take it and you learn from it. But all things considered, I've hit personal bests in both my events already. I know there's more to go. It's weird to have nationals be already over before the summer's even kind of started. But it's nice to have that benchmark and then look forward to continuing to peak throughout the summer. So yeah, we're just trying to get stronger and keep getting faster.
There we go. Okay, what are you currently focusing on in training right now to get stronger, to get faster?
Yeah, I think because of the setback, once we were able to compete and we were healthy, it was a bit of that racing into shape that people hate and love to do. So now we're kind of taking a step back and kind of working out the technique, especially in the hurdles, trying to figure out some ways to get faster there. Same with the 400, kind of going back to the basics, heavier lifting, working on starts, working on the progressions, that kind of thing. So instead of focusing on kind of a race every 4 or 5 days, we're able to bring it back to a solid training block, which is nice.
Nice. Okay. Where do you train? Where are you training right now?
Currently training in Ottawa, Canada. We have the Terry Fox facility, which is a great track. We have a weight room that's accessible to the club members. We've got the hill nearby. So yeah, a really great facility.
Yeah, I know a lot about hills. My coach is crazy with hills. But sounds like you're putting in a lot of good work right now within this training block that you're focusing on. What is your favorite track and field workout? Something that makes you feel good, feel fast. What do you like to do?
That's a tough one. It's probably the ones that don't make me feel good, but that end up being fast. I
The
think when
ones
you
that
can,
build you, right?
yeah, the ones like if you can get through those tough speed endurance workouts, you feel better on the other side, and those are the ones that really make the difference.
Right. What's your favorite weightlifting exercise? You said you were doing something in the weight room to get a little stronger, right?
I think I'd have to say cleans. I've had a lot of good progress in the past year, good tips from a strength coach and stuff like that. So that one, like once you get the hang of it, that one's a lot of fun. You feel very powerful. You feel like you're doing something.
Yeah, I love power cleans too, or hang cleans.
Yep.
Okay, but so we got your favorite track workout, got your favorite lifting exercise. Now, after the workouts are done, what is your favorite post-workout meal? What are you refueling with?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I know people have asked me what my pre-race meal is. That's normally pasta, and I feel like what I crave the most is probably pasta after a workout. I just need the carb loading. I'm hungry, but then got to get the protein in too. So I'm pretty diverse eating. Yeah.
Okay, so wait, pasta pre-race, but then pasta post-workout too?
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with the pasta then.
Can't go wrong with pasta.
Okay, so what type of pasta? We can't just
Again, that's a tough one. I do like a good ragu, like a
okay.
bolognese ragu, like a nice meaty tomato sauce. That'll be
All
good.
right. All right. I'll take that. I'll take that. Favorite recovery drink. Let me slide that in there. You drinking Gatorade, Powerade?
Yeah, anything where I can kind of taste the sweetness. Like I always feel like I want to like chug some juice or chug a Gatorade after a good workout.
Do you feel like that brings you back, like the sugar?
I think the sugar and also if it's cold, that makes the difference too.
Yeah, the cold anything cold is my deal. I
Yeah,
just need
pretty
something
much.
cold. I'm drinking it and putting it on my head and my
Yeah.
neck at the same time. Cool me down. So I completely understand how you feel. Okay, but now after track and field is done, track and field always it comes to an end. All athletics does, right? What are your plans after track and field?
After track and field, so I just graduated this past semester with a Master's of Architecture.
Woo!
Um,
Congrats on that. I did
Thank
see
you
that
so
in your
much.
bio.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So that gives me that I now have the qualifications to go for my license. So I assume that'll be kind of the next process. I'll try and find a good firm to work with. You have to work with a mentor as well. So get my hours in, study for my exams, and hopefully become a licensed architect one day.
Okay, now that's dope. I can say a couple years from now, I can say I met, I know an architect.
There we go.
You don't hear that, very often, but that's pretty dope. Congratulations on graduating. And I'm looking forward to see what, you get into off the track.
Thank you.
Um, Now, one ending question I usually like to ask the guests, what's something that you would like to tell or something you wish you could have told yourself as a kid, like 12 years old?
I think like, and this is something I probably didn't even realize until recently, but looking at all these athletes at the Olympics and people that are, hitting the times that like break world records and stuff like that, just reminding yourself that those people are just like you. They just chose what they wanted to do. And obviously some people have that natural talent that they're born with, but it comes down to that hard work and not, giving up when you break your foot or you have an injury. So if you find something that you love, like that's what these people did, and they put in the hours and they saw the results. So I would say that like these people are human too. Like they're not born as Olympians. Like they work to get there.
They work to get there. I love that. Thank you so much, Alex, for taking the time out of your day, your night, staying up to actually have this conversation with us. I greatly appreciate it. Congratulations again on your academic accomplishments, but also see the work that you're putting in on the track. Congratulations on that. I'm a fan. Good luck to you, the rest of your season. And I look forward to seeing what you do in the CTFL as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been great to talk to you.